How's it going, everybody? Joey64 here with kind of a different video, actually. So today we're going to be looking at Pac-Man Championship Edition 2. Now you may be wondering, is this a playthrough? No. This is a new idea I've actually wanted to do for a long time now. Don't really know what I'm calling it. For now, I've just been calling it one-offs. Basically, this probably happened every once in a while between playthroughs, where I need some time to fill, but I don't want to, I don't want to have to do a whole playthrough or come up with like a small game I could do. So what we'll be doing in this kind of mini series is we're going to be looking at two games. We're going to be looking at Pac-Man Championship Edition today on this beautiful Friday. And then on Monday, we were looking at Sonic Wonders Revival, which that'll be fun. And then we'll be getting into the next major playthrough. This is just something I'm doing because it's like, okay, I'm not going to do a full playthrough on this game. If you know it's an amazing game, how am I going to make a full playthrough out of this? How am I going to keep up a commentary over this? To be frank, I don't know how I'm going to keep up a complete commentary over this video. There's actually a lot of content in this game, so it probably wouldn't actually be that hard. But you get it. It's like, how do you do a full playthrough of Pac-Man? But yeah, so that's basically what it is. Because the next major playthrough doesn't start till next week. So for reasons we'll get into later, of course. But yeah. Anyhow, this is Pac-Man Championship Edition 2. So this is basically the best way I can explain this game is, okay, they got Pac-Man, right? And this is like if they made a proper modern day sequel to Pac-Man, which is that's what it is. There's a lot, as you can see, a lot that's going on the screen. So I'm gonna try to break this all down for y'all because I know it's a lot. So you spawn into this map, right? And you gotta get all these pellets. The ghosts will be following you around. As you collect these pellets, there's these little mini ghosts. You see when I go past this mini ghosts, they go to the bigger ghosts, making a ghost train. And see here, I get the power pellet. I can go and eat up all the ghost trains, as what they call them. And that's what we're trying to do. And you're trying to get a bunch of points so you can, still a high score game, so it's all about getting the most points and all that. As you can see, I'm having a bit of trouble getting the ghost trains. But that's the whole thing with this game. And when you get the last one, there's this cool little animation, which I love. The stakes of this game's awesome. And whenever you get enough points, you get to go to the next level and get even more points. That's the basic gist of it. There are a bunch of smaller mechanics, like if you hit whenever you make a corner, you kind of sometimes you see a bit of like fire coming off of Pac-Man. That's to show you taking a sharp turn, and you get a bit of a slight speed boost. It's a bunch of technical stuff. I played through the entire tutorial. I'm not going to be showing off the tutorial, obviously, 'cause it's actually pretty long. The first time I played this, all I did was play the tutorial. It's a fun tutorial. It's just, it'll probably be about 2 or 3 videos to do the entire tutorial. It's better than a song and sequence tutorial, I can say that much. But this is the basic gameplay. This is just the standard score attack where basically we're trying to get the highest score possible. Which is actually the best game I've done so far in this game. I actually really do like this game. It's really fun. It's I've always loved Pac-Man, just in general. And this is such a great, it's a natural progression of Pac-Man. This feels like a true sequel to Pac-Man to me, to be honest. So another mechanic you see what I'm doing now with the red and cyan ghosts, when you smash into them a bunch, you'll be able to bounce them up to where you get past them. So say like you're stuck in between two, you can make them get thrown up into the air and you go underneath them. Now why you want to do this, so you can, if you're in a tight squeeze, you have to get somewhere to get more points, you got to get out of there. So that's the whole point of that. But as you saw, they get angry. I think that they call them angry ghosts after that. And then if you hit them again, you'll lose a life, which you can see on the top. You can see my little Pac-Man lives. Another cool thing about this game, there's actually a whole bunch of different art styles you played in. From the Pac-Man Voices art style, the original retro style. This is the basic, normal style for the game. Just wow, natural looks, which is why I'm playing it like this. It's because, it makes sense to play it how they originated to be. But there's all sorts of maps and stuff you can do. It's really fun. This game has a lot of content. And I'm playing this on the Switch. I'm playing this with It's Arcade Pack, I believe is what the compilation is called. It's a compilation. It has Pac-Man Championship Edition 2, which we'll see now. Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 Co-op Edition, which I have not played yet, but apparently it's like a co-op version of this, basically, where you have 2 Pac-Men. I don't know how that works, I just know it's a thing. So maybe one day I'll tackle that. Who knows, maybe another one-off video. But you want to get as many of those baby ghosts onto the other Pac-Man, on the Ghost Possible, because you get more points that way, obviously. So yeah. Yeah. But this also comes with Namco Arcade or Namco Museum, which has a bunch of the retro, like the original Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Galaga, Pac-Man Voices, which is amazing. I actually have Pac-Man Voices on its original release with the Game Boy Advance to GameCube connector cord, and on the GameCube, and that's a really fun game. I may do a one-off video on that one day because that's a really fun game. I have to figure out a way to record the Game Boy Advance though. Sadly, I don't know how you would do that. That's one thing. That's like why I haven't done any Wii U games, because I don't know how to record my gamepad, and like I would like to know. I like to show you all the gamepad screen, because in a lot of Wii U games, it's kind of essential. Anyhow, this is an adventure mode. Basically, you have a bunch of missions. So here we have to get 11 apples. You see there's a time limit, and if you fail to do it in the time limit, you lose. And the whole main goal of this is get 11 apples. Another one is to maybe like get 2 apples, or there's other things too. I haven't played too much of the adventure mode yet. So far I've just had a kind of basic missions like this, which I actually really like the mission mode, or the adventure mode. It's fun. You have to go through and just get as many. You have to get enough points fast enough, so you gotta take the fastest route, so you have enough time to go get all the pellets. Plus, also get sometimes there's like the power pellets here, and you have to eat the ghosts and get enough points to move on to the next level. And if you take too long to get on to the next level, well, now you're going to die. So you see the countdown is going down. If I ran out of time, I'd just start the level all over again. But there we go. We got the next apple, and the timer restarts. It's pretty fun. This is how you get stars. The more stars you get, the more levels you unlock. And eventually you unlock the boss fights, which we'll see later on. The boss fights are actually really cool. They're very difficult. I would say that. They're perfect. To do a perfect one of a boss fight is super hard, which we'll see me try to do and actually fail pretty miserably on later. Because I definitely don't have a lot of practice in this game. So, yeah. That's basically it. My experience with Pac-Man just in general, it's not that big. I played Pac-Man World on a PlayStation 1 way back in the day. I've played this normal Pac-Man. I've actually been able to play the original arcade machine before. I've played some of the remixed versions they've made. For the most part, I've just experienced Pac-Man through like Namco museums. Pac-Man World's amazing. Pac-Man Voices is probably one of my definite favorite games ever. Like on the GameCube, it's such a fun multiplayer game to just go through and tackle. I just saw I got 2 stars there. So when we get back to the world map later on, you see that I need 10 stars to get to the next thing. Another thing I like is you just hit go to the next level. You could go back to the world map, or you just say go next level. Bam, here we are, on the next level. We're not going to be going through the entire world one. We're going to be doing this level, then I'll show off the boss fights. That'll be it. This is, like I said, this series is going to be a simple, like, let's look at one-offs. Basically, it's just games I don't think that could make a full series, but I still want to show off. This is an idea I've actually wanted to do for a long time. I may have talked about it in a few streams before. Live streams before, I'm not sure, but it's something that I know I've been wanting to do for a long time. This is an amazing game, honestly. It's cheap too, it's pretty cheap. Like the arcade pack, the compilation that I'm playing this off of was like 40 bucks. I think it was like $30, which for just game alone, that's worth the price. Plus you get all the original Pac-Man games, or Namco games, Pac-Man Voices, which hasn't been re-released since the GameCube, which is just awesome. Another thing I'm gonna have to make a video on Pac-Man Voices eventually, but something I like about the game is just like a little announcer, and Mario's the announcer. It's just kind of weird to see him Mario be like, Pac-Man got a power pellet, or it's like Pac-Man got killed, or whatever he says. And you saw there, I used a little ghost hopping a bit tactic so I could get to the apple before time ran out. And there you go. Now we're at 11 stars. We can now go on to the boss. You see, unlock the boss. And you also unlock World 2. I could just go to the next world if I wanted to. But we're going to go tackle Clyde. And the boss fights are a bit different. It's not by difficulty. It's about how many Pac-Man you can get. So there's all the different ghosts all combining together. I say I do love the visuals. The visuals, I like the way the Pac-Man or the ghost looks. So your goal here is, once we get apple ready, you see whenever you get an apple that appears, it'll appear up and then you have to chase after it. I saw there was also some extra lives I picked up. You want to get as many extra lives as possible because in the end, once you get all 8 apples, it's like you get the superpower pellet, and as you see I keep running into the ghost here, but you get a superpower pellet and you're able to fight against the big ghost. Right now we're just on his like map and we're going against his little minions, but eventually we'll be able to go against the big dude and get all the stuff through there. And I am doing really bad. Like for every 2 lives I get, I lose 1. As you can tell, I still need a lot of practice in this game. It's really fun. They actually have had a lot of competitions for this game as well, which are really cool to watch. I implore you to go check out some of the tournaments. And Namco themselves have hosted tournaments. I think they had one at E3 before, but I may be wrong. I know they've had tournaments back when the original Championship Edition came out, and they're really cool to watch. Just see people blast through these levels with perfection. It's like watching like Tetris, like this really good Tetris players. They just do amazing. It's crazy to watch. It really is. It's something crazy to watch. But this game is difficult. It's not, but it's forgiving. So like I have all these extra lives, so I don't have to worry about restarting the level. It's more of a I gotta get better sort of deal. You know, I do like that. I do like that they don't punish you. Well, they punish you, but it doesn't. They don't punish you in a way that feels like, well, dang, that's not fair. It's in a they reward you. I don't know a good way to put it. Also, there's 2 more lives that I missed that I should have grabbed, but it's all good. So right here, it's not really anything special, so it's kind of a cool little animation. You see we got all of our different Pac-Men. And there we go. You get to fight it. If you don't have enough, as you can see, it keeps kind of like growing and all that. If you don't have enough, you actually won't be able to beat the boss. But as you can see, though, I had enough. I like how all the Pac-Men just kind of rotate around you. But we can see they're still going. I like that. Where Pac-Man's just like, oh, guess we didn't win. But yeah, that's Pac-Man Championship Edition 2. The boss is really cool. I love the boss fights. They're a neat idea. So, yeah. Like I said, it's a cheap game. Recommend going out and buying it. But that's really it for Pac-Man 2. I don't know how big the adventure mode is. As you see, each world has 10 levels in a boss. Now we need 22 stars, which we're pretty close to already. But yeah, that's Pac-Man Championship Edition 2. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.